Okay, guys, so I'm going to start sharing my emails and text messages. We also had video calls and stuff like that, but those were not recorded. Text messages and emails, because a lot of you know I was helping Rhonda Lee Glover, another high-profile case, working on her case, trying to help her get an early release, or at least to make her parole and hopefully be released on her parole date. So I was working on that case for about 3 years, which is how I met Sherilyn Cadle, because we were thinking about having her work with us on a book project on Rhonda's story. So even after, because I didn't think about what she had done to Cindy, Ronnie, and Chris already, but I really didn't know too much into it at that time, over a year ago, or actually this was this year. She kept trying to get in. Last November, December, we were talking, and I wrote her a nasty message and said, it was right around the lawsuit time, and I just told her off, right? Stop talking to me. And then again, this March, she reached out to me again, after she went through the lawsuits and stuff like that. So that's how we got into talking again, and I was just talking with her. Even though I didn't even trust her, I just was interested in what she would say about, the lawsuit, and what exactly did she do, and how she would, act, and what kind of person she really was. I wanted to see more than what was just going around all over social media, but she really showed her true colors, and I'm glad she did. So now I can help bring awareness. Do not buy this chick's book. Don't waste your money. I mean, it's just another piece of shit. Do you think for 1 second, if Cindy and Ronnie thought that she was going to write the trash that she did, that they would have even allowed her to go and see Chris? Do you think Chris would have sat down and spent the time with this woman who used the exact same thing with Chris as what she told me? Oh, God laid it on my heart, and he said I was going to help free somebody, and it's just from God. God led me here to do this, right? Well, she knew that would probably work for Chris because of his ministries and stuff while he's in prison. Right away, I knew I was going to know everything about her when she answered me that one question. When I said, what made you want to write the book for Chris Watts? What made you want to do that? And when the first thing out of her mouth without hesitation was, God laid it on her heart, I knew already she was a fraud. That's just, you all know how that is. It's just horrible. I'm going to start reading and showing you guys emails and text messages in these little videos here. Here's one to start. And of course, I took her phone number out because I am not going to dox the woman. Says my number is blank. Do you have any information on Rhonda's case that I can have? I want to take her first. I was contacted by Luca Magnotta. He is in prison in Canada. He wants me to write a book about him and says he's willing to tell what happened. I really want to help Rhonda first. Okay, so I'm going to pause right there for a second. I'm going to be honest with you. Nobody even remembered who Rhonda was. It's a 17, 18-year-old case. Luca Magnotta, at the time, there's documentaries on Netflix and stuff. So if I was her, I would have jumped on Luca Magnotta right away. That's the one I would have done over Rhonda. Rhonda could have waited just a little bit longer to get that book out, right? Luca Magnotta was a hot thing at the time of these emails. Everybody was watching that documentary, the I Hate Cats or whatever it was called. So that should have been what she jumped on immediately, right? But that tells me that she is lying to me. Of course, exactly why I want to expose her for the manipulating liar that this old woman is, okay? So she wanted to help Rhonda first over Luca Magnotta, who is the talk of the town everywhere at this time. Not only that, but Dr. Oz says that he will help me with anything he can do, and he will follow my lead. So now we got Dr. Oz, who has his own production, own show. Okay, it's Dr. Oz, right? But Dr. Oz is going to follow Sherilyn Cadle's lead. After the first and only book that she writes, there's a huge lawsuit all over it. But Dr. Oz is going to follow her lead. Okay, yeah. He is a great person. Also, like I said, my son is a detective. Hopefully talk with you tonight. Oh, by the way, the suing and the hate attack where the Watts are concerned is initiated by the author Kathleen and her husband. It's been brutal. Later, I'll show you stuff my attorney has sent me. Okay, so I did not see anything ever that her attorney sent, and even if she had shown me things from her attorneys, that is not stuff that I would put out there or expose. But you guys will see in the messages and the text that I am going to share. I'm going to share everything with you that she has sent me. And you're just going to see that in my beliefs, right? Because she had said both families did not want any money, so you weren't giving them any money from the book. Well, that's a lie. You actually promised the Watts side money to help Chris with legal financial issues, and that didn't happen. And we will never know if there was some kind of deal or the Ruseks got any of that money. But if I know Frankie Rusek, I'm going to guess that you did have to pay them a chunk. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure how that works. But again, we will never know that because that's a private thing that happened or didn't happen, right? So in my opinion, but we know how some of them love that money for this case. And it's people closer to the case than the people that are discussing it, right? So I'm just going to put it out there, and I'm going to have to expose it. And don't waste your money on the second book. You'll see I have other messages where she's even telling me that the book is going to be out between September and November, and people will buy her book. She's going to come out in the spotlight again, she says, and people are going to love her, and they're going to buy her books. Like, she really poured it on thick for me to try and get me to work with her. So this is the first, and I have a lot that I can share with you. So I don't know, we'll make it a Cheryl and Cadle little series or something. So, and I'll do the screen recorder so you guys can actually read it. I just have to blank out if she has her phone number, her address, or personal email addresses, just so I'm not doxing. But in Minnesota, I did read and look up that I can show what is sent to me